I didn't expect my first summer in America to feel so quiet. When the spring semester ended, the campus emptied almost overnight. Suitcases rolled across the courtyard, friends hugged goodbye, and the dorm hallways that used to echo with laughter suddenly felt hollow. But I will stay in college to work for my first job in America. Though I was homesick as other freshman student, Mr. Harris also told me I could stay with his family if I missed home too much. For a moment, I almost said yes. But something inside me whispered that I needed to try, to stay, to learn how to stand on my own. I told it to Jay, my mentor, a few weeks before summer break began. He said it is a good idea and encouraged me to apply for an on-campus summer job. "You'll learn a lot," he said, "and you'll meet people you wouldn't meet in class." Before the summer even began, Jay sat with me in the student union and showed me how to search for on-campus jobs on Handshake. I had never written an American-style resume before, so he patiently explained every section: skills, experience, objective. Words that felt too big for me at first. We rewrote my sentences again and again until they sounded confident but still like me. When I finally sent my resume for the dining hall position, my hands were sweating. I kept imagining someone reading my resume and laughing at my grammar mistakes. But Jay just smiled and said, "Rain, they're not looking for perfect English. They're looking for someone who shows up." 2 days later, I received the call inviting me to an interview, hardly believing it. A week later, I got hired as a dining hall worker. On my first morning, the manager handed me an apron and pointed toward the breakfast station. "Smile, greet people, keep the line moving," she said. Easy, I thought. But within minutes, I realized how wrong I was. Students rushed in from summer classes, athletes came in hungry from practice, and visiting parents wandered around asking where the gluten-free muffins were. I had to listen fast, speak clearly, and move even faster. My English felt clumsy. My hands shook when I carried trays. I mixed up oatmeal and cream of wheat twice. At one point, a student complained that I gave him the wrong order. My face burned with embarrassment. But then my manager leaned over and whispered, "Hey, Rain, you're doing fine. First week is always chaos." That helped more than she knew. Working in the dining hall taught me things no textbook ever mentioned. How to read people's moods from their eyes before they even spoke. How to stay calm when the line stretched all the way to the door. How to say, "I'm sorry, let me fix that," without feeling ashamed. How to work as a team, passing plates and wiping counters in a rhythm that felt almost like music. Some days were exhausting. My feet ached. My hair smelled like French fries. But every day, I felt myself getting stronger, not just physically, but inside. One afternoon in July, a girl came up to me and said, "You always smile at me. It makes my day better." I didn't even know her name, but in that moment, I understood something important. Service isn't just about giving people food. It's about giving them a little bit of kindness. And kindness is a language I can speak, even when my English isn't perfect. At night, when the campus was silent and the sky turned purple, I sometimes sat on the dorm steps and thought about my parents. I missed them, their voices, their cooking, the way my mother always reminded me to drink more water. But I also felt proud. I was earning my own money. I was learning how to live in a new country. I was discovering a version of myself I didn't know existed. When August arrived, Jay asked me how the job went. I told him the truth. "It was hard, but I'm not afraid anymore." He smiled. "That's the real lesson." And he was right. On the last night of summer, I sat at my small dorm desk with the window open, letting the warm California air drift in as I wrote a letter to my parents. My hand didn't shake with homesickness. Instead, I felt a steady warmth in my chest as I told them about my job, the people I met, and the things I learned, not just about serving food, but about serving others with patience and heart. I wrote about how I managed my own schedule, earned my own money, and solved problems without panicking. When I sealed the envelope, I realized I wasn't writing to ask for comfort. I was writing to share my pride. This summer didn't make me feel farther from home. It made me feel closer to the person my parent hopes me to become.